Welcome to Legal and Wealthy, the podcast for lawyers who are ready to stop playing small and start building true wealth and a career and life of their dreams, powerfully and purposefully. Whether you're a law student, new associate, or seasoned attorney, this show is for those who are ready to take charge of their law career in a new way. I'm your host, Lauren Klein, attorney, law firm owner, professor, and founder of Legal and Wealthy. Here, we don't just practice law, we practice liberation and becoming wealthy attorneys. Because being a great lawyer shouldn't come at the cost of your time, your peace, or your financial freedom. Every week, you'll get the strategy, mindset, and wealth building guidance that law school never gave you. So you can go from just surviving your career to building a legacy through it. Let's get to work. Welcome back to Legal and Wealthy. Today's guest is someone I have wanted to have on for quite a while now. I'm so happy to have you here. And it's been like 4 months since we've seen each other.
I know. We could just talk, just chat all day.
We could chat all day.
Yeah.
We could chat all day. Because as you can probably already tell, we are friends. We are fellow South Florida attorneys. We co-counsel on matters, and I'm always inspired by you. Truly.
I'm inspired by you, and I love co-counseling with you.
Yeah, it's the best.
It is.
It's the best.
So you can always tell when the lawyers are friends, and people say, I don't know if you get this, but people will say to me, like people who don't know about lawyers, I don't like it that my lawyer is friendly with the other lawyer. And I'm like, no. You want your lawyers to be friends.
Yeah.
Or at least, professional colleagues, because it's so much easier to pick up the phone and say like, hey, can you talk to me for 2 seconds? I want to try to resolve this matter or whatever.
Yeah. And we've done that.
Oh,
we've done that.
many a time.
Yeah.
Many a time.
No, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Well, I'm inspired by you because you've had such a cool career. You're such a cool person. I mean,
Thank
you
you.
are TikTok famous. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk
My
all
husband's
about
gonna
that
be
today.
He's going to tell me that my head's growing.
Like, yes, it is. Before we dive into all the things, I want to know, who is Sara Singer? Not the attorney, but the person as a whole. Who are you?
So I think that I'm just genuine. Like that's like the number one thing that I am. I am the way that you see me, no matter where you see me.
Yeah.
I people like who see me on TikTok and then see me like at the Renaissance Festival. Literally somebody saw me at the Renaissance Festival, like throwing tomatoes. And they were like, wow, you really are like the same person. And it's true. Like I am just a genuine person. I will tell you what is on my mind pretty much no matter when.
Yeah.
I've been, smoothing my edges, but genuineness is really important to me. And I would describe that as like my number one quality and trait is like, I'm just who I am. You're just going to get me no matter where you find me.
Yeah. I can attest to that. And I love the Renaissance Festival. It's so much fun.
It's wild. My first time going was literally like last year, I think was the first time I went. And man, that is an experience.
Oh, yeah.
That is an experience.
It sure is. If
But
you're in South Florida or wherever they have Renfest,
you
just
gotta
go.
go.
Just go. It's the
You gotta
best
go.
people watching.
People dress up. Oh my God, I saw
yeah.
this. See, this is us just like going up on tangents, gabbing. But there was a guy who was taking pictures of the performers, and then he started recording just a patron, not realizing that that was just a patron.
Oh.
Yes, it was an experience.
Oh my God. I love it.
Yeah.
Speaking of experiences, so you started your career as a public defender handling misdemeanor and felony cases, and you've transitioned now, to the family law world. I'd love to know, what did criminal law teach you that now serves your family law clients?
They're similar. Family law clients and criminal clients are similar, similar but different. So I used to say, and I still do, that in criminal law, you're seeing some bad people at their best because they're now, under the spotlight and maybe they've done something or have been alleged to have done something that isn't so good. So you're dealing with not so good people at their best. And in family court, you're dealing with good people at their worst. A lot of people go through family law cases. Divorce is like extremely common.
Yeah.
And so you're dealing with really good people going through really hard times. And what being a criminal lawyer taught me was that you have to leave your work at work. Because everybody in criminal, there's a victim in almost every criminal case. Like you could really take it home with you. And in family court, every story is an emotional one. and you can't take that home with you. So it really taught me how to compartmentalize really well, so that when I'm at home, I'm present and I'm not, thinking, or as much as I can, not be thinking
Yeah.
about my cases,
Yeah.
and spending time with my family. And then practice wise, it taught me how to try a case. I mean, I can walk into any courtroom in any state, in any county in Florida,
Yeah.
and try a case and know how to, maneuver and handle in a courtroom, which is an amazing skill that not a lot of lawyers have.
This episode of Legal and Wealthy is brought to you by Law Firm Sites. Law Firm Sites has been building custom websites and providing online marketing for law firms for over 23 years. They are good at what they do because that's all that they do. If you are looking to expand the reach of your firm or just improve your online presence, Law Firm Sites has the team to do it. Go to lawfirmsites.com or call 1-800-932-8242 and mention Legal and Wealthy to receive 10% off any of their website or marketing packages.
Not a
I
lot of
certainly
female
don't.
lawyers.
I
Yeah.
get anxious just hearing you say that. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, it's amazing.
It's where I thrive. I love going to court. Like,
Can I come
it's
watch you sometime?
100%. I
I
have
would
a huge
love
case
that.
coming up. I'll tell you all the dates.
Ooh,
Come check it out.
okay.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. No, and I love to hear how the two practice areas, especially for those who might be interested in changing practice areas, that
Yes.
it's not like you're starting over. You're
No.
taking the skills from one
Totally.
to the next.
Totally. Like, and I'm like considering about hiring a family law associate, and I'm like really looking for a criminal, like a public defender or a state attorney, because
Interesting.
that skill set of trying a case or not being afraid to walk into a courtroom is one that is like nearly impossible to train. I could teach somebody the law. I could teach another lawyer the family law and what to do, and understanding that law. But going into a courtroom is a different beast. It really is. And it's one of those things that you would have to take so much time to train somebody to do that. And pulling them from the state attorney or the public defender's office, like, they know how. They're not afraid.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So do you think if someone is not trained or has no interest in being in the courtroom, can they still be a great family law attorney?
This might be a hot take,
Yeah.
but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I really don't think you can be the best family law attorney if you're afraid or you don't have the ability to go into a courtroom. Because then the other lawyer knows that they can push you around, and you're never going to say, that deal is such a bad deal that I can get a better one in front of the judge, because they know you're not going to go in front of the judge.
Yeah.
Now I've been practicing family law in South Florida for I think 13 years, something like that. And I know a lot of other family law lawyers, and we have great relationships with, almost all of them. And they know I'm not afraid to go to court. So
Yeah.
I get, good offers of settlement. People know that if we have to go to court, that I'm not going to surprise you. I'm going to provide you with my evidence in time. It's going to be a clean trial. And those are things that are so important, because you might have a lawyer who goes to trial and has never done it before, and they're messy and sloppy, and the judge has no evidence that they need to rule, and you lose just because the lawyer didn't even know. And now you're spending money on an appeal. It's like, so, and my hot take is you really can't be a great family law lawyer without litigation. Yeah.
Or I guess at the very least, work at a firm where you have the person you kick it to.
Exactly. Have somebody.
Yeah.
And I've co-counseled on cases where I basically take a back seat up until trial, and then I take over and I'll try the case, and I know what's been happening in the case, because I'm like on the service emails and I know what's happening, but I'm taking a back seat until it's actually time to go in front of the judge. Yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah.
And what made you change from criminal to family law?
Okay, honest opinion, honestly.
Yeah.
The money.
Yeah.
And not that family law, you make a ton of money, because being a lawyer is not the way to become a millionaire.
No.
Well, I guess maybe it is.
It can be. It can be if you know how to do it right.
Right. But it's not like you're rolling in the dough. It's like you have to do a lot of work to get to become successful and comfortable. But when I left the public defender's office, I had an insane amount of student loan debt, which I still have.
Yeah.
But I was also making like $45,000 a year. And it just was not sustainable.
Yeah.
It wasn't a sustainable life for me.
No.
I was living on my own in South Florida. It was time to like get off my parents' payroll because thank God I had them.
Mm.
they let me have the experience that I needed to be a public defender, to get the experience that I did get. But if I
Wow.
didn't have them financially supporting me, I don't think I could have done it. I would have had to go work at a big firm, and I wouldn't have had the same experience.
Yeah.
But I knew I wanted to remain in the litigation realm. My mom is a family law attorney. She's actually my law partner. And so I saw her always, growing up, I saw her going to court and running her business. And I knew the terms in family law, like it had always kind of circulated in my world. So it was sort of
Yeah.
an easy transition to say, okay, I have the trial skills and I know something about family law. Like that's a good transition for me.
Mm. So for those who are listening who maybe they're early in their career or they're still in law school and they want to practice family law, it sounds like it's a really strategic move
Yep.
to start in criminal and
Yep.
just have a game plan.
Have a game plan. Or the Office of the Guardian ad litem is another really good one.
Mm. Do they
Legal aid.
litigate?
They litigate.
Okay.
Legal aid also.
Yeah.
The Office of the Guardian ad litem litigates because they're in there testifying about their experiences and
Mm.
stuff. So you're in a courtroom. Like you really just need to have a ton of courtroom experience.
Yeah.
And it's kind of not the most enjoyable thing to say to somebody who is coming out of law school, like, hey, you have all of this student loan debt, like you've been working through school for 7+ years. Now go work at a job where you're going to make like next to nothing.
Mhm.
But it is definitely a strategic decision. Like if you want to practice family law, for sure family law, like you got to get the trial experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, we kind of touched on earlier, being a lawyer in and of itself is not necessarily the fastest path to millions,
No.
but it's not always about the dollars you're making in a
Right.
specific situation. It's how do you parlay that
Exactly.
to the next thing
Very
and be
true.
smart about it rather than just going after the
Right.
dollars initially.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not hiring a lawyer to be my associate unless they have that
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
So it's really a strategic decision that, you're taking a hit financially for a little while,
Yeah.
but you know that it's going to parlay into something bigger in the future.
Yeah. Let's talk about having a law partner who's also your mom, because my hot take is just like choosing a spouse or
Uh-huh.
a life partner,
Yeah.
choosing your law partners can make or break your experience of
100%.
running a law firm.
Yeah.
How has it been having a mom as a law partner and like legacy wise? It's pretty cool.
It's the best.
Pretty
I love
cool.
it. I love having her as my partner.
Yeah.
We so when you have a partner and you're sharing money or your finances are mixing,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not mixing with the right person, you can really start to have trust issues, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of times you have a partner and you feel like you're constantly working, you're burning the midnight oil, and you never see your partner at the office and they're pulling equal distributions that you are. You start questioning that. You start saying like, why am I here and we're making the same amount of money, we're pulling the same distributions and I'm working way more than you.
Yeah.
And I think that's a extremely common occurrence with partnerships is somebody always starts to resent the other. When you work with your mom, that is not the case at all. It's
Yeah.
really not. And it has
Yeah.
been a pleasure. We both
Mm.
hustle on our own. We joined forces together the beginning of or the middle of 2025.
Yeah.
So we're coming up on a year together.
Wow, that was a year ago.
Isn't that crazy
Gosh.
that it was a year
Yes.
ago?
Yes.
Crazy. So I had a firm of my own before we joined, and then she had a firm of her own, and we were both successful in our own rights. And then coming together has just been like I said to her, we were together for Mother's Day, and I'm like, why didn't we do this before? But it was nice to be able to say, like, I did it on my own,
Yeah.
I planted my own seed, I did it myself. And then we joined together. So it wasn't like I was just like riding my mom's coattails because she's always been successful and a badass litigator.
Yeah.
So it was nice to do that. And we don't have any of the issues that, like you said, if you pick a bad partner, that bad partnerships have. Like We met with a lawyer when we were talking about joining, and, they're doing their normal, like, oh, let's talk about how partnership works. Like, what happens if, Elise, that's my mom, wants to drive a Maserati and Sara wants to drive a Toyota? And I'm like, but we're mother-daughter, we want to drive the same, like, we're both driving Mercedes. Like, it's not, there's no, like, crazy difference like that.
Yes.
So we have the same beliefs, the same core values, and those things make a huge difference. So best thing ever. So happy.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I think that this could be an episode in and of itself. You touched on so many things for those who are listening who are like, okay, I want to start a law firm. I want to have law partners. Like, these are the things to think about before you go into it. Like, go in with eyes wide open.
Yes.
And so you hired an attorney, that's genius.
We hired look, we both practice family law.
Yeah.
And you got a divorce case, you got a prenup, you got a contempt, we're there.
Yeah.
But you want to talk to me about starting a business? Like, I don't really know much about it, you know? What do we need to do to make the structure correct? We didn't want to just join firms without going through the right process, like with the IRS and with our bank accounts and how best to manage our new trust account and all of these things. And we did know that we had the same core values, but the business lawyer we hired asked these questions of us. And if you weren't going into business with your mom, or maybe if you are going into business with your mom or somebody that you really do trust, it's still so worthwhile to have these conversations, which is like a prenup almost. Like, you love your spouse, you love your soon-to-be spouse, but there are things that are going to come up in a marriage that you want to get on the table before they become messy. And it was like very similar to that. Like, it was like we had this conversation, we're drinking wine, like, how can we both, be successful in this? What cases is she going to handle? What cases am I going to handle? Like, and it was a very professional, but the underlying current was we loved each other. So it was, we were there to like both be successful.
Yeah. Such good advice. Such good advice. All right, let's turn to TikTok. So in 2020, I think is when you started your TikTok.
2020, yeah.
Around 2020.
Maybe it was like early 2021.
Okay, so that was really before lawyers were using social media in that way.
People were dancing on TikTok. That's what it was.
Yeah. So what gave you the brilliant idea to do this?
Honestly, it was not my idea. It was my marketing team. And they've been with me since the beginning. And
they're awesome, by the way.
Oh, they're
I know
so
them.
good.
They're incredible.
They're incredible. So Purina is the name of the girl who runs my marketing company, and it's Tinsy Marketing. And she came to me in 2021 and she said, I want to talk to you about maybe doing TikTok. And I was like, you're out of your mind. I went to law school so that I wouldn't be dancing in public. Like, that's like, no, I'm not doing that. I was like, it literally was like people just dancing. We're doing the TikTok dances during COVID.
Yep.
And she's like, look, like it might be like an untapped place where like you can, share some information. And the idea was really to just start it sharing information because like you Google something about Florida family law, you're going to get a million different responses. Most of them are going to be wrong. Most of them are going to be neighbor law. Hey, this is what my neighbor told me. And that causes problems for lawyers because then when you do hire a lawyer, you have an unrealistic expectation. So the idea of going into TikTok was just to give good information like from a lawyer. And all I was really doing was telling people what the law is in Florida because I couldn't really go in and say, hey, this is the facts of your specific case and how they apply to the law. I was literally just telling people the law.
Yeah.
So we filmed the first day. We had like an 8-hour filming day and we filmed 3 videos, literally. Like it took us so long to figure it out. And like the videos were posted, whatever. And then one day, like the 8th video posted, I came into my office and my paralegal was like, I don't know what happened, but the phones have not stopped ringing.
Stop with the 8th video.
8th video. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I couldn't figure out, like, what do you mean? Like, what are they calling about? And she was like, they want to hire you. And I'm like, what? Like, I was like, I'm on TikTok. Like, what do you mean they want to hire me? So, and that's what happened. It just like kind of picked up and went from there. Now, so I still film videos, but now we film in an hour and a half, we'll film like 25 videos. So like, yeah, it's really, it has completely grown and like we've become pros at filming them. And like it's crazy. It is crazy to me because I'm like, what? Like people actually recognize me like out in the community, which is wild.
You're famous. You
Yeah,
are
it's
TikTok
wild.
famous.
Yeah. But it's also really nice because
Yeah.
people don't always hire me, but they get the information. Like they
Yeah.
get the information that I'm putting out there.
It's
And
huge.
it's free.
Especially with AI now, because this
Yes.
was before the
Yes.
advent of
Oh
AI in
yeah.
the way we have it now.
Exactly. And like, there's no cost to it.
Yeah.
You get to see me as the genuine me. Like this is who I am telling you the information. I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you what the law is. You may not like it, but this is
Yeah.
it. And if you go on ChatGPT, they may tell you something that you want to hear, but that isn't the law. So it's still doing really well. I took a little
Yeah.
hiatus when I had the baby,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's still good.
That's amazing.
Still TikToking.
And I
not
checked this
dancing.
morning, I think it's over 96,000 followers.
Yep, it is.
That's big. That's
insane.
big. And I think, like you said, what you're doing is you're giving information, but I think what you're also doing is you're humanizing yourself and lawyers.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
To show
Yeah.
I'm a real person. I just
Right.
happen to have a certain set of skills,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
hire me if you so choose, because
Right.
I know my stuff.
Right.
And I'm going to be real,
Yeah.
and I'm going to give you the real answers, whether you like them or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I'm still stuck on the fact that it happened on the 8th video, because I feel like we
The
all
8th
have this
video.
story that you have to like do it for years and years before it works.
But now, first of all, that 8th video got like, I don't know, it got a lot of views, maybe like 400,000 views, right?
It's a lot.
But I have had so few videos since then, like get that amount of views. Like I think I have one video that has like maybe 1.2 million views, but the rest of my
Wow.
videos get around 30,000 views, which is still a ton of views. Like that's a
Yeah.
lot of
It's a
people
lot of eyes.
obtaining the information and getting the information.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like just one of those fluke things. Like I can't tell you like what about that video people loved, but like they just did. They really loved it. And it might have just been me telling them like, being real and saying like that's not what the law says. So
Yeah.
good luck.
Do you think it's oversaturated now and it's too late for others to start?
So it's definitely oversaturated. I don't think it's too late for other people to start.
Yeah.
But I do think you have to have, like you said, a certain set of skills. People want like a quick, interesting story that they can like doom scroll, like everyone does.
Yeah.
And they want it to be interesting, and they want to be able to say like, that was interesting, and then move on to the next video. And then, oh yeah, somebody mentions family law while you're in Publix, and you're like, I watched a girl on TikTok. Like, so it kind of takes a certain skill set to have the ability to film these videos, but that's not to say you can't learn it. You can. And maybe TikTok isn't for you. Maybe YouTube is for you, or there's other avenues that are out there.
Yeah.
But you have to have something that sets you apart.
Yeah.
In order to be successful.
And I think the other thing that you have done by having such an established TikTok is you have now put yourself in front of a lot of people explaining the same thing that you were probably, before you started this, explaining over and over.
Totally.
So you're now, okay, it's sometimes difficult for lawyers to make the millions,
Yeah.
but you're now putting yourself in a position where you've now put all of that information out there.
Yep.
So people are coming to you. One, they're coming to you, and two, they're
right.
coming more educated.
Yes. They're coming educated, and I'm not having to sell myself. Like,
Yeah.
I've sold myself with these videos that are out there. I mean,
Yeah.
my website has links to them. I send my clients that do hire me to my TikTok to learn more about things because, I could sit with you for 6 hours and talk to you all about something. But
Yeah.
there might have been a TikTok I posted 3 years ago where I, mentioned something that I didn't talk about during our 6-hour conversation. And,
Yeah, there's so much.
There's so many videos there. It's literally all legal information on there.
Yeah. Do you charge for consults?
I do.
Yeah. I would imagine there's not many family law attorneys that don't.
Yeah, because you can get, bounced out of a case, which is super common. People
Yeah.
will consult with you so that the other side can't hire you. A little slimy, but it happens.
Do you ever get the sense that is happening and you
1000%.
decline?
No, I don't decline because, you don't know.
You don't know?
You don't really know. I mean, somebody will, most people who are paying for a consult, they want some information.
Yeah.
And maybe they're just doing a bunch of consults to obtain information, and maybe they're doing the consults to bounce you out of their case. But like, there's really no good way to know. Like,
Yeah.
you can't say like, hey, how many other lawyers did you consult with? It's
Right.
Like, I recommend consulting with more than one. So, yeah.
Did you take a maternity leave?
I kind of.
Like, how does that work?
So my mom being
asking
my
for a
partner,
friend.
asking for a friend, right? My first baby, I really was bad. I did not take a maternity leave at like very limited.
How many years had you had your firm when you had your first one?
Okay, so I opened my firm in 2019 and I had Gio in December of 2023.
Okay.
So it had been like 4 years. Like I had a base for sure.
Yeah.
But I took probably 3 weeks of maternity leave that I was still checking my emails and like referring cases to my lawyers who were handling stuff for me. With Lauren, my newest baby, great name, Lauren.
Great, fabulous name. She's gonna go far.
Yeah, she is. I took more of a maternity leave because my mom was my partner. So she handled all of my like emergencies. She was there for it. Any hearings that were like quick pop-up hearings, she was doing consults for me. So whereas with Gio, my son, I didn't have anybody else to bring in business.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't working, nobody was making money.
Yeah.
But with Lauren, my mom was doing consults for me. So I was able to take, I didn't really take that 5 weeks.
Yeah.
But 5 weeks was better than 3.
Yeah.
And I got the time with Lauren, which was really nice, and with Gio because he was home too. So it really worked out. It was just
really
another
special
perk of having my mom as my partner too.
Yeah.
It was nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I'd love to know, for you, what does a wealthy life look like?
A wealthy life looks like being comfortable to do whatever I want with my family. Like not having to say, we can't afford to do that. We can't afford to go to dinner. We can't afford to take that trip. We can't afford, whatever, a new bed. Like it's just the comfort level is the wealthiness for me is just, and also pairing that with I'm not working 17-hour days. I can enjoy the fruits of our labor. Yeah. So if you would have asked me this question 7 years ago, my answer would have been completely different. Having kids.
How so?
I would have said dollars in my bank account. I would have said, having 2 houses, a rental property. Like it would have been about things more so than experiences and time and just enjoying life. Being financially comfortable makes your ability to spend time with your family so much more enjoyable. And I people who aren't financially comfortable, I know that it's very difficult to relax with your family and to be fully present and to not be thinking in the back of your head like, when is my next paycheck coming in and where are we going to spend it and stuff like that. So it's really more about like just being able to enjoy life without constantly questioning if we can afford it.
Hey, let's be honest. Are you a high-functioning attorney or law student, but kind of low-key exhausted, maybe successful on paper, but secretly wondering, is this it? That's exactly why I created the Wealthy Lawyer Reset. It is a 6-day reset for lawyers and law students who are done with burnout, chaos, money, energy, and just running on fumes. For 6 days, we reset your mindset, your money, and your nervous system because we cannot build true wealth and have great health if we are living in survival mode. It's just the fact of the matter. And because I am that kind of girl, we end with a virtual yoga session with the Aman Costigan. So you're not just wealthy on paper, you're regulated, grounded, and actually enjoying your life. This is not about hustling harder. It's about recalibrating everything so your wealth and your health can feel calm, aligned, and sustainable. If you're ready to enter your wealthy lawyer era without burnout, Join me inside the Wealthy Lawyer Reset. 6 days, one reset, a completely different relationship with money, your health, and your success. Check out the show notes or go to my Instagram to learn more about the Wealthy Lawyer Reset. Yeah. When I was at that retreat last week, we were talking about the Yale study that came out a while ago that 75,000, that's when you've hit like happiness. They've now inflation adjusted
It's
to
like
100,000.
Okay.
And I'm sure it also South Florida make
little
it
more.
200,000,
Make it
you know,
200,000, yeah,
and
exactly.
no law school debt.
Yeah.
But basically anything beyond that does not increase your happiness. Yes,
Yeah.
it's nice to have.
Sure.
Of course, it opens more doors.
Right.
It gives you even more time with your family and things like that sometimes, depending on how you're earning it.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it's family and it's community that gives you happiness. That's what the Yale study said. And it's true.
It's true. 1000% agree. Yeah. I mean, I might have more money eventually, but it doesn't necessarily, it's not going to affect my happiness.
Yeah.
It won't. I mean, it would be nice, sure, just because then I could buy different shoes without my husband, like, you know, being like, do you really need those?
Yeah.
But it won't change my ability to enjoy my family.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Let's say you're sitting in front of Sara on her very first day as a lawyer.
Oh, God. Okay.
What would you tell little Sara, first year attorney?
Oh, my gosh. I would tell her to keep working hard. You will never, a senior lawyer or a lawyer who's been doing this longer than you will never out prepare you. So even if that means that you, as a first year lawyer, skip happy hour, now it's like, you know, miss bedtime.
Yeah. It's a different kind of happy hour.
It's a different kind of happy hour, yeah. But at the time it was, you know, I was working really hard, and there would be days where I would work, you know, I would have like 3 trials set the next day as a public defender, and I wasn't going to happy hour.
3 trials.
Yeah. I know, right? They
crazy.
never actually went to trial. It would be like 1 actually would go, but you never knew which one.
You never knew.
Yeah. So it would just be to keep working hard, would be, you know, no matter how, you know, you may feel like it's, oh, this is such a silly little thing. Like, do I really need to be prepared for it? Like, do I really need to print out case law for a motion to continue hearing? Like something so basic. And like, it would just be keep working hard.
Yeah.
That would be it.
And I think this generation more than ever needs to hear that. And I know I'm not throwing shade at anyone on here, but I think that we see the sparkliness of lawyers and entrepreneurship and money. And I think there is no replacement for hard work, especially in those early years when you are soaking up everything you can.
Yep.
And you're establishing your brand.
And your reputation.
Your reputation.
Your reputation is a huge one. You know, I would also tell little Sara that, you know, keep your ethical boundaries, because as you grow through your legal practice, there are inevitably lawyers who won't. And it's known and people know it. So it would be, you know, keep the ethical boundaries and keep working hard.
This has been so good.
I know.
It's so good to see you.
Can we like go to lunch now?
I
Like-
know. I really wish. I really wish.
It's been great.
Oh my gosh. Where can everyone find out more about you, follow you, learn from you?
Yeah. So my TikTok is at Florida Divorce Lawyer. So that's a pretty easy one. My website is singerfamilylaw.com. And my Instagram is Sara Singer ESQ. So I think if you put my name into any of the platforms, I come up.
Yeah.
I think I'm there.
Yeah. I searched you this morning.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I'm there.
Thank you so much for coming on the
Thank
show.
you for having me. It was great. I'm so glad we finally did this.
Me too. And thank you for everyone for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode of Legal and Wealthy. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Legal and Wealthy. If today's episode sparked something in you, take it one step further. Share it, leave a review, or come connect with me inside the Legal and Wealthy community. Remember, wealth isn't just about the numbers. It's about how you lead, how you live, and how you build beyond the billable. You already have what it takes to create real freedom and wealth. I'm just here to help you claim it.